In Times Long Ago by James P. Meyer. The Well, Orpha's Story.
Mother was having Ladies' Aid over to the house, and one of the ladies brought along her daughter to play with me. I was taller than she was by about a foot or so. We weren't interested in Ladies' Aid at the time, so she and I decided to go swimming. We found some old clothes in Mother's room and took them with us to the pond. We found a clump of trees to hide behind while we changed into the old clothes. People always wore clothes while swimming back then. The water was delightful. The pond had a muddy bottom, and it was all squishy to our toes. It felt good, and we enjoyed ourselves. When we got out of the water, our feet were quite muddy, and we knew Mother would never let us come into the house. There was an old well nearby that my father had warned me never to go near. We walked over to it and discovered the water was close to the top, and figured what would be the harm in washing our feet in it. My girlfriend sat on the edge of the well and stuck her feet into the water. It was cold, but did the job. It was my turn next, so I sat on the edge, and wouldn't you know, it crumbled, and I fell in. Oh, I panicked. I couldn't get a good hold on the old slippery wood to lift myself out. My friend took my hand and couldn't pull me out. I was too big and heavy for her, and she said, "I'll go up to the house and get help." And I yelled, "Oh, no, you don't. By the time you get back, I'll be on the bottom of this well, so stay and help me." She looked at my size and was very doubtful. I began to calm down, and we both prayed that the Lord would give us a hand. There was no way I could get a firm grasp on the side of the well, so my girlfriend held on tight, and it seemed with an ease beyond her she pulled me out. We were amazed. We quickly got dressed and went up to the house and never told a soul what happened. In fact, not until this storytelling have I told anyone this story. But you know, God did answer our prayers.
I wonder
if the mothers at Ladies' Aid ever missed the girls.
I wonder if Orpha's father ever thought of making the well safe.
I wonder what made Orpha think that she couldn't wait for help to come. What was the image that came to her mind?
I wonder if her friend shared her vision.
I wonder how it was that Orpha's friend could suddenly pull her out of the well.
I wonder if you've ever used strength that you didn't think you had. Where did it come from? Living Room Reflections. In the book of Acts, chapter 27, Paul was a prisoner on a boat pounded by a violent storm. They lost all their tackle and were adrift for about 15 days. Paul stood up and told them that not one person would die in any way. Finally, an island was seen in the distance, and the boat ran onto a reef. All were fearful of drowning, and the soldiers were threatening to kill the prisoners, including Paul. But the centurion, who wished to save Paul, kept them from carrying out their plan. He ordered those who could swim to jump overboard first and swim to land. The rest were to follow, holding on to pieces of the broken ship. And so it was that all were brought safely to land.
Paul wrote, "I know what it is to have little, and I know what it is to have plenty. In any and all circumstances, I have learned the secret of being well fed and of going hungry, of having plenty and of being in need. I can do all things through Him who strengthens me." Philippians 4:12.
Recollections. Where are you in these stories? Paul had been in many difficult situations. He was no stranger to hunger and need. Paul had knowledge that the people on the boat would all survive. Did Orpha know her friend could pull her out of the well? Was she afraid? During their ordeal, the people on the boat hadn't eaten for days. Paul told them all to eat, and taking bread, he gave thanks to God, broke the bread, and ate it. The others did likewise. Orpha and her friend prayed, and her friend grabbed her and pulled her out of the well. What danger have you been in, and what gave you strength to prevail? Tell your story. Storyteller, Kathy Meyer. Narrators, Jim Meyer, Kathy Meyer. All materials copyright, Thule Press, 2003.